It's another Friday yet again, and you joined me, Catch the Waves with Afia, for We Take Online TV. Today, I'm going to be touching on a very serious topic, which is the stigma around depression. And on the line, we have a lovely lady all the way from Uganda who is a community psychologist. Um, I've realized that we have come a long way in destigmatizing some mental illnesses like anxiety and depression, but the stigma remains as high as ever. While discussions around mental health seem to be expanding in reach and compassion, there is still some cultural and social stigma around depression. So, with me, Joanne is going to help us tackle that matter, the stigma around it, why is it still there, and ways of how we can actually make it better. Hi, Joanne.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
hmm So, well, the.
So
Uh-huh.
you are talking.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So, I wanted us to talk about how can we end the stigma and what causes the stigma around depression.
Okay, thank you so much. Um, Depression, in most cases, I should say, we always feel lesser people. We
Mm-hmm.
are incapable of living a normal life, holding down a job, or keeping a relationship. We
Mm-hmm.
are the ones that are normal. People don't know how to deal with it. So they keep away because we are contagious and they don't want to contract the crazy part of it. Because
Mm.
when someone tells you I feel depressed, you feel like this person is crazy. There is
Yeah.
a lot of stigma around depression, and because of ignorance. There is lack of understanding. We don't have this understanding that, okay, this is depression, these are the symptoms of depression. People are ignorant about it. People are ignorant about the signs, the symptoms, and treatment of the depression. However, let me go through something small
Yeah.
about depression.
Mm-hmm.
So, depression can also be referred to as a depressive disorder or a clinical depression. It's typically diagnosed when a person's symptoms have persisted for a period of 2 weeks and have impacted their life significantly.
Mm.
Depression affects depression affects as many as 1 in 15 adults. That's according to the American Psychologists Association. And
Yeah.
over 16% of adults will have for their lifetime. Depression can be experienced as a one-time episode, but in
Mm-hmm.
many people it is experienced in a chronic. So anyone can be impacted by depression regardless of the socioeconomic status, the race, age, or gender.
Mm-hmm.
But depression affects circulation differently. For example, women are more likely to experience depression than men.
But
A
why
third of
is
women
that?
experience
But why is that? Why are
women.
we experiencing it more than men?
You see this starts all the way from the Bible. They say that women are weaker sex.
Okay, okay, okay.
So girls, we got so many things.
Yeah.
Take an example all the way from puberty.
Mm,
Uh,
mm.
when it's your menstruation period,
Yeah, the changes
you
in
grow
our
up.
bodies. Yeah.
Yes, in our body, that your body size changes, all those things. So there is a lot of depression. You find yourself that your life keeps on changing each and every time. You know that women actually undergo depression when they give birth.
Yeah. Well, I can even attest to that. Yes.
Yes. So if you have not prepared yourself, or if they have not prepared you well enough, you find yourself getting depressed at one time
Yeah.
in life.
Mm.
Yeah. So that doesn't just only affect the mood, hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Because depression tends to run in families. For example, if you have an immediate family member with depression, you have like 40% of chance in experiencing it in yourself.
Wow. Okay.
You know, like if
Hmm.
you find, for example, let's say like a mother, if a mother that the baby is feeling depressed, the mother is also going to get worried. She's going to find herself getting depressed
Yeah.
because maybe the child is not playing with other children, the child is not eating food. She's going to get stressed. She's going to ask herself, why? Why isn't my child acting the way she has been acting?
Mm-hmm.
You get? So
Okay.
depression doesn't just affect one's mood.
You know,
Depression includes,
I'm sorry.
yes,
Okay, can I just cut you? You know what you just said now? I have a question.
yeah,
So what if maybe,
yeah,
I'm a teenager or I'm
mm,
older, let me just say above 18, right? And I feel like I'm
mm,
depressed, having the symptoms of depression. And maybe the reason
mm,
why I actually feel like I don't want to show it, I don't want my family to see it or things like that, because maybe I feel like, what if I tell my mom that, Mom, I'm experiencing withdrawals from myself, this and this and this, because you feel like you don't want to stress your parents. You don't want them maybe to be depressed. Don't you think that maybe
mm.
some people can hold their depression back because of that? Because maybe they also think, what if I also cause my mom to be depressed because of how depressed I am?
Yeah, that can also be another, because like if you look at your parents,
Mm-hmm.
you love them much and you don't want them to suffer or feel the kind of pain you're going through.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
going to find
yeah.
with in, which is not a good thing. You always advise at least to seek help.
Yeah.
Maybe find okay someone you can talk to, find someone else you can share with.
Mm-hmm.
Hospitals, counselors, you can maybe go to a counselor and confide in them. If like maybe they are school going children, they can talk to their teachers, or you can talk to any family members you're comfortable with.
And for you saying that, I think maybe if in schools they can be local psychologists that can be there, don't you think that would make things easier? Because you know that some parents feel like these things are not black enough. I don't know if I'm using my terms right. You know that in some
Yeah,
of in the black society, usually mental illnesses like this are taken as if it's for the Western people. Like it only exists in the Western
yeah, that
people. I'm just trying to gain what's this? I'm looking for attention, all those kind of things. And so how does one go about with that? And the society that we live
is
in, no matter how much we are trying, like now, for us to actually have this conversation, is because we are trying to expand the discussions about it, to put an awareness about all these things.
yeah, I understand. So it's actually a good thing because me, I remember where I started from. At least we had people that would come out. We had a program called behavior change program. So like we would be educated on different aspects in life.
Mm,
Would be educated. At least a child would know that if I'm experiencing such a thing, maybe I'm going through this and this. So at least we were ready. So it would really be a good practice for schools
yeah.
to provide such, at least to provide maybe a psychologist or a counselor at school to be there for the children because now, for example, like high school, they are going through body changes
True,
and they need
true.
someone to be for them.
Yes.
Someone might not be in good parents, so they want to confide in.
And some are headed by
But if there is
maybe.
someone like that who is,
But
yeah,
then now, Joanne, why are depressed people usually labeled as lesser people or weak people? Because most times if you say, "Oh, I'm depressed," if you go on social media, most of them are like, people who are depressed, they just less people, they just like attention, they just, one, two, and three. Why do you think we are doing that?
okay, I might think that they think that these people are lesser because They may think maybe someone is just seeking out for attention.
Yeah.
As mentioned earlier on, there is what we call ignorance,
Yeah,
that
you did
people do not
mention
know about
ignorance.
depression.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
people
people don't
need to be
know exactly what
educated.
depression is. Yes. We need to educate people about depression. We need to tell people that it is okay to feel the way you're feeling. And let's be there for one another, not to just say, okay, that's how this person behaves. We are used. No, maybe someone is doing such a behavior, acting the way they are acting because something is not happening right in their life.
But
And
also,
just
okay.
giving
Sorry. No, you can continue.
an ear is very, very important because it when you speak to someone, you feel like your burden has been lessened.
But
Yeah.
one thing, I was talking to a friend earlier, and she mentioned that she was on a call with another friend, this and that, and out of nowhere, she felt like maybe the friend was misusing the word she's being depressed. You know, do you think
Mm,
that actually happens where people will loosely use that word and be like, I'm depressed?
because depression, for someone to say that they are feeling depressed, you
Mm-hmm.
need to have these symptoms. Like there are depressing, there are tools out there for depression that
Mm-hmm.
can help you screen your depression. They are online. There is a patient health questionnaire. It's online. You can access it. You can actually screen yourself for depression. If symptoms persist for 2 weeks and
But,
more,
but then, Joanne, you know that there are some people who can actually use that word. Like, I don't know, hi, Afia, how are
yes,
you now? I'm good. And yourself, I'm just feeling depressed, And maybe in your head, you know that if a person is depressed, they're not going to just say it like that. I don't know if you get me.
yes. Some people misuse it
Yeah.
because
So
they
don't
don't
you
know.
think also that causes the stigma around depression to be there? Because there are
Yes,
people
but
who
every
can
time you
just use it. Uh-huh.
people, every time you keep using depressed, I feel depressed. I feel depressed.
Mm-hmm.
The moment when you really feel depressed, people will not take you serious
Take you seriously,
because they
yeah.
know you already use it. Yes. So
Okay.
some people sometimes it's pride.
Mm-hmm. But
Some people just want to fit
can
society.
we touch more about, you said online you are able to do a self testing on being depressed.
Yes.
How do you go on Google and type, how can I test myself if I'm depressed?
Okay. So it's called a patient health questionnaire,
Okay.
PHQ-9.
Okay.
It's a patient depression questionnaire.
Okay. We'll add the
So
questionnaire
you can
guys to
just
the
type it.
comments. We'll pin it to the comments so that people can be able to access it.
Yes. So it's a questionnaire
Mm-hmm.
that will ask you over the last 2 weeks, how often have you been bothered by any of the following questions? So there are questions.
Oh,
There are
yeah,
9 questions.
that you answer, then your answers will
Yes.
then tell you if you
So
actually.
so you either answer not at all, several days, more than half the days,
Mm-hmm.
nearly every day. So score.
Okay.
It has
Okay.
a score. So at the end of it all, you'll find that if you have like 1 to 4, you have minimal depression. 5 to 9 have mild depression. 10 to 14, you have moderate depression. 15 to 19, you have moderately severe depression. 20 to 27, you have severe depression. So
Wow.
you will understand the level of depression you're in,
Mm, mm.
depending on that question. How
No,
you answered it.
I really thank you for mentioning that because I believe it's going to go far. Sharing it
Yeah.
under this our conversation so that people can do the test. So, is it okay for a person to take to do that questionnaire like every 2 weeks or monthly, or like can you do it as many times as you want?
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, you can.
Just to check if
Because
maybe you're in a very, very bad state or things like that.
mm, yeah, it can actually help you monitor your.
Monitor yourself. Oh, okay. So, Joanne, as a psychologist, what is it that you have realized is the problem with accepting depression?
What I've realized about it,
Mm-hmm.
we ourselves don't know if we are really depressed or not. So we
Mm.
find ourselves hard to accept. And remember, the moment you accept that you need help, that is one step of healing.
Mm.
So when I accept that I need help, I'll go out and look for the patient health questionnaire, screen myself and know the level of depression I have,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go out and maybe seek for help, maybe go to the hospital, maybe
Mm.
go to a mental health advocate association around to try to seek for help.
Yes, and
And the society also, we need to go out there and educate these people.
to add on that, guys, Joanne has a page on Twitter, has a Twitter page called, is it Speak For You?
Speak out.
Yeah, Speak Out, which is available to anybody wherever you are around the world. You can leave them a DM, and they will respond to you if you need any help. Actually, Johan has been a very good person and a friend, if I could put it like that. Like, I know that even if I have a friend who's not feeling very well, I always refer them to Joanne, and I'll like, Joanne, I think I have a person who may need your help. She does not have any issue with that. So the people out there who may feel like they need her assistance, she is there to assist. She has a team of members that work together with her. So she may not be the one directly to respond to you, but definitely a person always comes back and responds to your DM or a tweet, any of that sort. Last but not least, Joanne, how do you think we can break the stigma around depression?
We can break the stigma around depression through accepting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's equip ourselves with knowledge and let's stop stigmatization
We should
because
educate ourselves.
every time you pin someone or label someone, people feel small. They feel lesser of themselves. So let's learn to accept everyone and let's use these words in the proper way. Don't
Mm.
feel sad and then you out and start saying, I'm depressed, depressed, depressed. Let's go out, look for the patient health questionnaire. Let's screen ourselves. Let's know the levels of depression we are having
Mm.
and let's seek out for help. This will help us a lot. You can always come to our page that is called Speak Out. Speak
Mm-hmm.
Out with IU at the it's www.speakout.org. You can check it out, and we always have sessions. You can have a chat session. You can decide to have a chat session with us, and there will always be a profession waiting for you to chat with you.
Thank you
Thank you so
so
much,
much.
Afia.
Thank you so much, Johan, for accepting my invitation for us to have this talk. And remember, as I had mentioned to you, that I would like as if every month we always have a talk about mental health. Let us try so
Oh,
hard to, have these discussions. Even if it reaches 2 or 3 people, it's better than it not reaching anyone. You don't know the impact of this discussion. You don't know what it's going to do to the next person. It may help one or two. Those 2 people will be able to share with another two. And with that, we are breaking the stigma of depression.
that is very true. Me, I'm open to it, and yeah, I'll always provide time. to have such discussions go on.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joanne. Thank you. Please enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Okay, fam, that was it from Afia. Catch the waves with Afia at Furry Tech Online TV. Please make sure you subscribe and you like the videos. All the links to the questionnaires that Joanne gave us will be pinned on this conversation.